Sorry.
Good morning.
So it's your evidence that you were a lieutenant colonel in 1992. Is that correct?
No, a lieutenant.
Lieutenant colonel,
No, just
What?
lieutenant. The
Lieutenant.
rank was lieutenant in that time.
1992.
Yeah, that rank in the meantime, that rank fell away.
Ngo-1992 ke isikhundla inganoma ke yonke enganginayo kwakuwu-lieutenant ekwase ukuthi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi-ke ayabisaqhubeka-ke.
So you were promoted in 2016 as a colonel.
That's correct.
Kwase ukuthi ngo-2016 ngase ngikhushulwa-ke ngesikhundla ngaba u-colonel.
So in terms of the procedures that you are putting on record before this honorable court, you were guided by the national instruction and the standing orders.
That's correct, my lord.
Futhi ke ngaloko ngichazile lapha-ke nemithetho-ke ekhona-ke mina-ke ngiholwa-ke noma siholwa-ke ilama instruction engithi akhona-ke national.
All right. In terms of you gave evidence in relation to the how the OB is, how the events are recorded in the OB and the SAP 14 capital letter A, the rights of the suspect. So, firstly, before I get into does the national instruction also prescribes the formalities or the procedure to be followed by members when they are taking a confession?
Yes, there's also a national instruction pertaining to a confession, but it's mostly covered in the Criminal Procedure Act.
Yebo khona-ke nesitshela-ke noma-ke umthetho khona-ke mayela nalapho uthathwa khona-ke i-judgment la umuntu-ke abhodwe kakhona-ke noma kwenziwa ama-confession. Kodwa lokho-ke kule sigaba-ke esithi-ke i-Criminal Procedure Act lezi ey'phathelene nezomthetho.
Yes, I understand there is a provision regarding or governing the requirements for taking a confession in terms of Section 217 of the Criminal Procedure Act, but precisely on the national policy or instructions that guides members when they are taking a confession. Do we have such a prescribed format or procedure?
My lord, unfortunately I can't answer that. I'm not 100% sure of that specific national instruction. But as I said in the beginning, there is instructions for every part of our job in the South African Police.
Kumsebenzi-ke noma kwisigaba ngasinye-ke kumsebenzi wethu esiwenzayo samaphoyisa-ke khona-ke ama-instructions akhona, kodwa kulona umbuzo engibuza wona-ke angeke ngiphenduleke ngokuqondile ngithi yebo kukhona.
But you can give an opinion as an officer who has an experience of 41 years in relation to the procedure of taking a confession.
My lord, again, in the 41 years, I've never been in a position to take down a confession. So I must say to the court that I can't answer that specifically because I didn't do any confession in my 41 years.
Kule minyaka-ke ewu-41 angeke ngibe nako ukuthi ngiphenduleke kuleyo ingxenye ngoba-ke kwiminyaka-ke ewu-41 ngisemaphoyiseni-ke angikaze-ke ngisithathe-ke istatimende loko noma lokho okubizwa ngokuthi-ke i-confession.
So the question that as a person who's competent or by law that you can, if asked to take a confession, do you know what
Mr. Mngomezulu referred to the witness. We all know that if he's a commissioned officer,
Yes.
he's got to be a justice of the peace.
correct?
Yeah, that's the law, please. Let's not quote.
No, I'm not getting there.
No, I'm just
This-
saying, he says in his 41 years,
Yes.
he's never taken a confession. By extension of logic, only commissioned officers who are justices of the peace in the police force take confessions.
That's correct, madam.
You were
It is
quoting the
true.
law the other day, Justice of the Peace Act, blah, 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 blah,
Yes.
blah. That's it.
As a commissioned officer, if you can be assisted to take a confession, what is the first step that you can do?
I will firstly look at the Criminal Procedure Act to ensure that I do it in the correct way, as well as national instructions that's available on the intranet of the South African Police Service. And I will make sure that before I take the confession, I adhere to all the regulations and the instructions in that specific documentation.
Uma ke mina ngingacelwa ke ukuthi angilekelele noma ngisizeke ekuthini ngithathe phansi istatement bese ke sibizwa ngokuthi iyona i-confession. Ngaqala futhi ngiyobheka ke ukuthi umthetho uthini nama instructions la esiwanikwayo ke njengamaphoyisa ukwenza ke isiqiniseko sokuthi konke engikwenzayo ngenza lokho ekufanele ukuthi ngiyakwenza futhi ngikwenza futhi ngokwendlela umthetho ongilindele ukuthi ngikwenze ngayo.
My Lord, I beg leave to ask the witness to take the witness to Exhibit SS.
Exhibit SS.
That's correct.
Okay.
Starting from reference number or entry number 1661. Entry number 1661. Entry number 1661. The date is the 22nd of June 2020. Do you see that?
I see, my lord.
Can you place that entry on record, sir?
And the entry was made on the 22nd of June 2020, on a Monday. The reference number, serial number is 1661. The time is 1500 hours. And the entry read as follows: prisoner received Sergeant Bukhani from National Cold Case Unit of Pretoria, handed one male, Bongani Sandisu Ndanzi. It looks like police station's name, CAS 118 of 6/2020, possession of unlicensed ammunition.
Lana ke ubhaliwe kwakungazo i22 zika June 2020 kwaNgomsombuluko entry lena ke u1661 isikhathi u3 ukubhaliwe ke lana ukuthi ke isiboshwa ke esatholakala uyena noma silethwa uyena ke uSergeant Mohane we National Cold Case Unit ePretoria umlisa oyedwa uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi i-case 11806/2020 boshelwe ke ukutholakala nenhlamvu ngokungemthetho.
Then it follows on the next page with the SAPS 14 number 108/06/2020, SAP 14A S0947284, Bongani Ntanzi, without any visible injuries, he confirmed.
Kwasekuthi ke kwelandelayo ke 1162 kuyaqhutshekwa ke SAP 14 10806/2020 SAP 14A S0947284 uBongani Ntanzi engalimeleke noma ke akukho ke ukubonakalayo noma ke ukulimala okubonakalayo kwase kuyaqinisekiswa ke.
Then it ended by handed correctly and the signature of Sergeant Bukhani.
Base kugcinwa ke ngokuthi ke wandluliswa kahle ke wase esayinda ke yena ke uSergeant or Detective Sergeant Mohane.
If you go down or you want to go on all the entries that relates to Bongani Ntanzi on the 22nd.
There's one, my lord, it is OB 1667, 1600 hours cell visit by Warrant Officer Mukari and Sergeant Sawole as follows. Cell 13, we've got 2 males. Cell 5, 1 male. Cell 8, 1 female. Cell 2, 2 males. All cell doors locked, all in order, no complaints or injuries.
Okulandelayo ke lana isikhathi ke kwaku4 kuyobhekwa ke ama cell bhalo cell visits ona ke ama cell avela uyena uwarrant officer Mukare kanye naye uconstable Sihole ku cell 13 babhala ukuthi abalisi ababili ku cell 8 owesimame oyedwa futhi ke ukuthi zonke icapha noma yonke ke iminyango yamasele ikhiyiwe kanye futhi ke konke kukahle akukho ikhalo ezikhona noma ukulimala.
On that OB, from where you started reading on entry 116 up to the next date that appears on that OB, will I be correct that is the 24th of June?
My lord, in between the 22nd and the 24th, there was cell visits done, as well as station visits by Lieutenant Colonel Supin, where the cells was also visited.
Phakathi kwawo ke i22 ne24 khona ke kwenzekile ukuthi kuyovisitwa ke kuma cell kanye ke nase station uKolonel Supin omunye wabantu ke abazile.
If in general practice, if an attorney goes to consult with the client in the police station, is it prescribed that it must be recorded on the occurrence book that the attorney came to visit or to consult with a particular suspect?
No, my lord, it is not mentioned in the occurrence book. There's a separate register that's kept at the police station for visits to detainees. A non-official register.
Uma kuukuthi ke ummeli uyeze police station uzoxoxa ke noma ke uzoconsulta ke neclient yakhe ke akubhalwa ke lokho lana kule ncwadi ebizwa ngokuthi ke occurrence book. Khona ke nje enye incwadi ke la ekubhalwa khona ke ama visits.
Alright. On the SAP 14, is there any column where you record the visitation by a legal practitioner?
No, my lord.
Na ku SAP 14 ayikho indawo la khona ekubhalwa khona uma ummeli ezoxoxa noma ezokhulumisana naloyo ammeli.
So, are you not in possession? Oh, sorry. You were not. Can that document be made available? The one where you register the you said the non-officials, if I'm not mistaken, where an attorney visits with the purpose of consulting a client?
It is kept in a record storeroom, so I think it can be made available.
Incwadi leyo ke igcinwa ke kwi-store room sama-record ngicabanga ukuthi ke ingalethwa.
So when it comes to the transportation of a suspect by a member, and a member, the vehicle that a member is using during the transportation of the suspect has a breakdown, mechanical breakdown. What is the procedure usually if a member encounters such a problem?
If a member encounters a problem of a breakdown, the first step that must be taken is to secure the suspect or the detainee to ensure that the detainee don't escape or don't get injured. And then the member must take any necessary step to get alternative transport to continue with the transportation of the detainee.
Uma kuwukuthi ke kuhanjiswa isiboshwa lana ke noma ke lokho ogciniwe bese kuthi ke iphoyisa lelo lithola inkinga ngemoto leyo elihamba ngayo. Okokuqala ke kufanele kwenziwe ke ukwenza isiqiniseko sokuthi ke isiboshwa leso ke asilimele noma ke futhi ke ugwema ke ukuthi ke sekho noma ke sibaleke ke isiboshwa leso. Okwesibili ke bese ukuthi loyo noma iphoyisa lelo lihambisa isiboshwa lenze ke isiqiniseko sokuthi ke manje usethola enye noma wenza ezinye indlela zokuthi ke aqhubeke nohambo lakhe noma ukuthi athole enye imoto yokuthi aqhubeke ngohambo.
In such a situation, can a member experiencing such a problem, can a member or any other people who begged or who attended to the same area, can they use the services of another mechanic other than the mechanic of the government?
According to the South African Police Service, we must use mechanics that's linked to the South African Police Service to repair vehicles. Or the vehicle must be outsourced in terms of the procurement procedure.
Ngokwendlela ke sebenza ngayo ke uma kuthi umuntu uthola ke umuntu olungisa ke imoto noma ke umechanic kufanele ke asebenzise labo abasetshenziswa ke esiphoyiseni noma ke ngokwendlela ke zangaphakathi ke emaphoyiseni ke kutholakala ke ukuthi imoto leyo ibhekwe noma ithola umechanic.
If the need arises for emergency repairs and it's not a huge repair and the member can make use of a free service that can assist him to repair. I can take an example, my lord, if a battery is down and somebody must jump start the vehicle or there's something small fault with the vehicle, then somebody can assist him.
Kodwa uma kuwukuthi ke noma kunezimo ke ukuthi uma kuwukuthi mhlawumbe ke khona nje okufanele okufuna la umuntu angathola usizo khona ke mhlawumbe inkinga yebhetri ke ifuna ukuthi ke ijump startwe ke noma nje inkinga nje encane ke lapho umuntu angathola usizo.
But in the case where a motor vehicle is overheating or there's something from the engine, it's not a minor problem, that one. It must be attended by the mechanic of the government.
Yes, if a vehicle is towed to a government garage, it must be dealt with the procurement process from that process onto the government garage.
Uma kuyukuthi ke imoto kufanele manje ukuthi ke isuswe ke noma idonso la ikhona ke ihanjiswa ke iswa ke kwi garage ekuye kahulumeni.
Tell me, what is the maximum time for keeping a suspect in the police cells when he is arrested?
If a person is arrested, he must appear before a magistrate court within 48 hours.
Uma umuntu eboshiwe kufanele ke ayobingelela ke imanje kwisikhathi ke samahora awu-48.
Or he must be released out of custody by SAPS 328, that is when he's not linked to the charge.
Noma ke abeseyakhishwa ke emaseleni ke ngayo SAPS 328 uma kuwukuthi ke akukho kumhlanganisa ke nalo icala.
And depending on the crime being committed, he can be released by the SAPS on bail or either on warning.
Nokuthi ke amaphoyisa ayakwazi ke nawo ukuthi ke mhlawumbe ngamkhipha ke ngayo ibhayile ke noma ngaso isixwayiso.
If a person is arrested on a docket of murder from Nongoma, KwaZulu-Natal, and is detained in Pretoria Mort under case number 163, 10 of 2018. That person, in terms of the national instructions, must he be taken to the place where that docket comes from? Like Kwanongoma.
if the rule is he must appear at a magistrate court before 48 hours.
Yes.
If the time allows the person to be taken to that police station within that 48-hour period, it can be done, but he must appear in the magistrate court before 48 hours expire. So if the person is arrested at Pretoria Moord and the case is in a different province and there's no time to take him immediately to that province, or they come and collect him, then he must first appear at Pretoria Magistrate Court. They will postpone the case to that magistrate court in a different province, and then that person must appear on the date the case has been postponed to.
Okwenzekayo ke la ukuthi ke kufanele umuntu ke abe eseyayibingelela ke imantshi kuleso sikhathi ke leso samahora awu-48. Uma ke isikhathi sisavuma noma ke usengahanjiswa ke asiwe ke uma kuwukuthi esinye ke isifunda leso kodwa ke uma kuwukuthi akwenzeki ke lokho noma ake abezile ke bazomlanda uboshelwe la ula ePretoria Moord uzobingelela imantshi khona kuleyo nkantolo leyo bese icala liyahlehliswa ke lihlehliselwa kuleso sifunda leso kufanele ukuthi ayovela kusona ke kuzothi ngalelo langa lelo ke icala lihlehliselwe lona abe eseyovela khona ke kwanongoma lapho.
Thank you. In a situation where the suspect has been taken, has been booked in Pretoria Moord under the same case number, under the same charge, is now taken to Force Laurels. Is it a correct process? Is now taken to Force Laurels court instead of Nongoma court. Is it the correct procedure?
As a good person, but I think it's not fair to ask that question not in the right context. I think there was also another case docket, the Force Laurels case docket. For this witness to express an opinion, I think a complete picture needs to be painted. The Force Laurels docket must also be included.
So they didn't enroll it.
It was not enrolled. There were actually two dockets. So up to now, my lord, the 534 has never been placed on record, and it has never been brought to this honorable court.
No, fine.
Yes.
But the colonel here knows the law. Like I remarked that when that prosecutor, intendisa, whoever, refused to enroll that matter saying he doesn't have jurisdiction,
Yes.
he didn't know the law. He just explained to you. Within 48 hours, he was arrested on a case which originates from Nongoma. And then when it's about to expire that 48 hours, because we've got the docket and we've issued, we call it a J50, we take the person to the nearest court, he says Pretoria is right, or Joburg or whatever, for purposes of transferring the person to the proper jurisdiction. It's done every day. Drug dealers, Cape Town, they sell drugs or whatever, they are accused. And then they come from Joburg, they are arrested in Joburg, they transfer them. It happens every day. And the colonel knows the law.
Yes. Colonel Sonepul, apparently the matter referred to was not placed on the roll. And there was another allegation that accused number 2 was arrested or was charged with docket 534 for possession of drugs in Force Laurels. And both matters were not placed on the roll. By law, the person was supposed to be released. Is that correct?
I'm not sure of the details of the case, my lord, so I don't know if I must answer this, otherwise I will...
No, you're not involved in that matter.
So
Be
I
fair
don't know
to
the
the witness,
exact
Mr. Mngomezulu. Be fair to the witness. Give him the whole sheput of the contents of the docket. Now you're selecting snippets.
My lord,
No,
I've
no.
indicated that
The court must, I read that thing, that case, Yakaramavela. They say I mustn't allow this type of cross-examination.
But now, in the event, I just want to know if the matter is not placed on the roll. Let's just put it in the general terms. a matter is not placed on the roll after 48 hours, the suspect is supposed to be released. Is that so?
If the court deal with it, we hand the suspect in at the court, and the prosecutor of that specific court deal with the detainee.
Yes.
Icala thina sizosoka enkantolo umshushisi-ke kuleyo nkantolo leyo-ke osezobona-ke manje-ke ukuthi-ke yini-ke ezokwenzeka noma ezokwenziwa-ke kanye nenkantolo.
Can you keep the suspect after the matter was not placed on the roll? Can you still keep the person in detention pending further investigations on dockets that were not, the accused was not arrested for?
If he appeared in court, the court will decide what happened with that detainee, and the police can only rearrest the person on another case or other evidence if the court releases that person.
Inkantolo ezothatha isinqumo. Uyabuza-ke uma kuwukuthi-ke icala lelo lingekho lingabekiwe-ke noma lingekho-ke kuhlala amacala enkantolo niyamgcina-ke loyo muntu. Isinqumo sithathwa inkantolo bese ukuthi amaphoyisa angambopha-ke ngelinye icala noma ngamanye amacala noma-ke ngobunye ubufakazi uma kuwukuthi inkantolo imdedele.
Sorry, in terms of the national instructions, is there any specific definition of torture in terms of?
Yes, there is a national instruction on torture. Unfortunately, I don't have it here, but there's a specific definition on torture. If you give me a moment, I can give you the national instruction that deals with torture in the South African police, for persons in custody of the South African Police Service. Sorry, my lord, I can't find it right now.
But if I may ask, if you keep a suspect in a solitary confinement, is that not torture in terms of a definition by the national instructions?
My lord, the South African Police Service cells haven't got solitary confinement. We don't have that facilities at the police station. It's only detention facilities that contains of the cell itself, where there is running water and toilet facilities, as well as the exercise area where there's also a shower and toilet facilities, as well as running water.
Ingabe-ke umuntu uma umgcina-ke noma la ahlezi khona-ke yedwa engahlangeneke nabanye engaba akusiyona yini indlela leyo-ke yokumzwisa nje ubuhlungu noma-ke i-torture. Cha, thina-ke emaphoyiseni-ke asinazo-ke lezo la umuntu agcina khona-ke eyedwa, ama-cell esinawo futhi-ke anamandla ahambayo khona lapho, kanye futhi-ke nendawo la khona-ke umuntu akwazi-ke khona ukuthi ayoyilolonga khona.
My lord, I request a short adjournment.
Yeah, what's the time, sir?
It's 11.
24 minutes past 11.
What time do we come back?
15 minutes. The normal short adjournment is 15 minutes.
Let's come quarter to 12.